I did want to talk to you a little bit about finances. So, do I want to spend like my friends spend, or do I want to be more proactive about my finances and be careful about it, right? Don't let your finances stop you from achieving your dreams. 나갈까? 나도 나갈까? 야? You wanna go? 나갈까? 오케이. 알았어. Almost done. Hello! Today is spring cleaning day. As you saw, I was able to clean a little bit of our dining area. I haven't touched our kitchen yet or anything upstairs yet, so that will be next, but I'm hungry, so we're gonna eat a little bit first. My husband made pek soup yesterday and it was really good. So I'm gonna finish that up for lunch, and then maybe we'll do a quick home goods run today too, depending on if time permits. But for now, let's eat. We ran out of my mother-in-law's kimchi the other day, so we just went to Costco and picked up the little kimchi pack at Costco just to hold us over until they come and visit us again in November, and they're bringing more kimchi. And I was actually really impressed. This is a little bit mixed with the kakdugi here, but that's the kimchi part from Costco, and it's actually pretty good. So let's dig in. Are you hungry too?
A few moments later.
So I did want to talk to you a little bit about finances. I know finances are always a huge concern for a lot of students going into graduate programs because they already have student loans from their undergrad, or they're in a situation where they need to pull out a lot of loans to cover their entire tuition for graduate school. I was right there with you. Fortunately, I didn't have undergraduate loans, but I did walk into graduate school with pretty much full coverage. So I took out all the financial aid I could. I accepted every scholarship I was offered, and I took out the student loans for my tuition for the 4 years of optometry school. And It was overwhelming for me because it was a lot of money to have under your name, right? And a lot of times you see so many things telling you debt is bad, taking out loans is bad, but not as much about people telling you, oh, it's okay, it's doable, you can pay it off, and that's good. I mean, it's better to have warnings of not to take out these loans than to easily take it out and be in debt. But I do believe that there is a good kind of debt in a sense, right? So you're contributing all of this money not into luxury items and a fancy lifestyle, but to your education. That being said, I felt like it was very necessary in order to pursue a career in optometry to take out these loans. And at the time when you're a student, I don't think you think about it as much, like how much is accumulating, how much you've already accrued, interest, a lot of that. But as a student, I did live a very frugal lifestyle because I knew that the money I was spending at the end of the day, I didn't know 100% if it was like my money or if it was money being taken out as loans. I started optometry school pretty late because I took 2 years of gap year. So I had friends that were already working, right, out of college or a couple years out of college. So that was kind of the thing where I had to figure out, hey, so do I want to spend like my friends spend, or do I want to be more proactive about my finances and be careful about it, right? So, while my friends went out and did their bougie shopping and got their Louis and Gucci's, I went to TJ Maxx and I did not pay or I did not purchase any luxury items. Of course, if they were gifted to me, it was appreciated, but I did not, make any of those fancy purchases, and it was fine. A lot of my optometry equipment cost as much as my friend's Louis Vuitton bag, right? So I had to make my choice. The good thing is I'm not as into luxury items and brand names as my friends were at the time, so my interest wasn't there, which is good. So it wasn't a huge sacrifice feeling for me because I could do without them. But I'm more of like a technology person, so it was hard for me to not make the phone upgrade every couple of years. Even if my phone broke or the screen broke, I did my best to get it fixed in a more cheap, economically friendly manner, purchase used phones or a lot of that kind of stuff. There were a lot of decisions that I made every single day of my life that at the end of the day was to save, right? Or to have that student mentality. And once you're a student for so long, it's like almost harder to break out of those habits than the other way around. So I almost didn't know how to spend money. When I did get nice gifts as an older adult, it was too much for me. I felt like I wasn't allowed, or I didn't deserve it almost. It takes a lot for me to spend even a couple $100s on something. It takes a lot for me to think about. I have to do a lot of research. I have to have my husband research it. I know I posted recently about my car purchase, but even that took forever for me to decide. And that was only because I had been driving the same car since high school, and that car broke down, which is why I had to buy a car. Otherwise, I probably would have drove it longer. I'm working as an optometrist, and I do my monthly payments. I've laid out all my finances. And now that I'm married, we also have, investments. We have to consider mortgage if we decide, we have to set aside money for a lot of things that I didn't have to worry about as a single person. So if you graduate optometry school and you're a single person, all you have to do is reduce your expenses on yourself and only pay for necessities, and then all of that money that you make per month, every paycheck, can go into your student loans. Like I said, I have a friend that paid off all of her student loans within 3 or 4 years. So it's very doable, and it's not like you have to cut away everything you want to do it, right? So optometrists make a decent amount of money, enough to pay off their student loans and have more left over for savings or for necessities or even for desires. And so I just want to put that out there and let you know it's all about mentality, right? So always have that mindset of, okay, I need to be mindful of the money because it's loans, interest accumulates, accrues. But at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do as a student. You can work a night shift and do work after classes if you can manage that in your schedule, but it's a rigorous program. So not everyone can become an eye doctor, right? It's a very difficult program. So you have to focus a lot of your strength and energy and time on your studies. So if you can't work that nighttime shift to pay off your loans at the time right away, or pay off interest at least, or premium, that's okay. So, don't be so hard on yourself. Kind of don't think about it too much. Take out the loans that you need for your school, finish the program. Once you graduate as an optometrist, get a job and start paying actively towards your student loans. It's not impossible. You definitely can do it. And if you have that mentality of wanting to pay off loans quick, you start to think and look for resources that'll help you reach your goal. There's so much information out there now with like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Everybody shares their knowledge now on how to pay off student loans better. My friends follow Dave Ramsey, who is all about getting rid of your loans, hitting that hard. Whereas I know other financial advisors that are like, hey, only hit the ones that are high in percentage, invest the rest. And that way, if your other student loans are a little bit lower, you can take more time percentage-wise hitting those because they don't accrue as much interest, right? So there's so many other ways and there's so many strategies and methods for taking care of your finances. But at the end of the day, focus on optometry school or your graduate program, graduate with your degree, and as you're working, start developing these healthy habits, financial goals, be on the lookout for these resources, be mindful of your spendings, and set a timeline of, okay, how many years you want to pay it off in, and follow that timeline, okay? And it's not impossible. You definitely can do it. It's something that I'm still doing, but I'm not miserable doing it right now. And I think it's just kind of one of those things where, like taxes, right? You have to pay your taxes. So just think of it like that, as just a part of your payment. Tithing too, like for us as Christians, like we want to tithe our money. And we don't think of it as, okay, income coming in and income going out. It's just, I kind of just separate it, right? So money after tax, tithe, and student loans is what I get to either save, invest, or use. And one day at a time, 1 month at a time, 1 year at a time. Everything is going to take time. Unless you win the lottery and you can just pay off overnight, or something changes for you financially overnight, everything is going to take a long time. So, take your time and don't let your finances stop you from achieving your dreams. Just take your time and you can do it.